Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to pick my 10 favourite locos. There's quite a lot to choose from. Anybody who's watched our videos knows I prefer diesels in real life. When we went to the North Norfolk Railway, there was a Class 31 there and there was a 9F steam loco. I really wasn't bothered about the 9F, I was more interested in the green diesel. Homeb Morning Star, this model dates from 1981. I think they made this version for about 3 years. The one problem with this is it's not got the correct valve gear there. It's smaller than it should be. But in the last year of doing the Morning Star, I think they actually put the correct one on.
Oh, right, okay.
I had this new when it came out, actually.
Oh, did you?
It was the last steam loco I ever bought, yeah. And I'd seen a few for sale. They were very expensive. They were like 90 quid. And I wasn't going to pay that for one. This one was 50, and it's not been used. Hence, it needs greasing inside. It's very, very dry. But one of the things I had to make sure we got it with, apart from it being boxed, was obviously those. Well, that's a nice touch for Homeb to do that. Picture of the loco. Wanted all the instructions with it, just so it's complete. And this is dated 7th of July 1981, which is when I would have had mine. In addition to that, we also had to make sure, came with the people, there, and also you have the little pipes to go in the front there. That was important to have them. And also, alternative names and numbers.
Oh, right, okay.
The alternative numbers are, oh, I can't even see that one, Thomas Hardy, Robin Hood, and Royal Star. So Thomas Hardy, he was the writer, Tessa D'Urbanville's.
Oh, right, yeah.
He wrote that, and also Rebecca. And Robin Hood needs no introduction, and the Royal Star is a pub. I'm sure it's more than just a pub, but it's Salima 47. Oh, it's got a blue roof, yeah. Lid. Rail Freight Distribution Loco, Class 47, Tinsley Traction Depot. And what does it say underneath it? Quality approved. Now, Tinsley Traction Depot, which is obviously not far from us. We were in Sheffield yesterday, actually. We probably went past where it was. I think a little bit of it has reopened, but nowhere near the same scale. Now, the reason I like Tinsley is I went there once.
Oh, right.
As
a child?
As a child, I went there in about 1980 to look at all, because there was absolutely shed loads, literally shed loads of locos there. And they had their own specially adopted shunters, which are called Class 13s, where they had a master and a slave unit. So it was one of those little 08 shunters.
Oh, right.
Then another one attached to it with no cab, so they work in tandem. And that's the only place they used them. Class 13s they were called.
Oh.
I've never seen a model one of those. I'm sure people have, kit built them themselves, but that'd be something I'd like to see. But yeah, Tinsley, nothing to do with the loco, because we've got loads of Class 47s. We've got more Class 47s than anything, and it's not my favourite livery, but the fact that it's called Tinsley just makes it a little bit more interesting. Homeb Class 25. This was the yeah, it's a Bobo. I like Bobos. I just do for some reason. Now this is a very early one, when it was actually coloured plastic rather than in the painted finish.
All right.
But it's got working head codes that light up. Runs absolutely fine. I think these came out in 77, something like that. And it's got a cab interior as well, unlike a lot of models from there. But it does look very plasticky. I just like the Bobos. And I like the Class 25s in real life.
I like the way you can sort of hear where it joins here. You can hear it as it goes forward. You can hear it,
It's all metal, isn't it? I mean, the tender is plastic. So this is a Ren City of Liverpool in LMS. Red. Or crimson. Crimson light, they call it. Obviously, people who watch our videos know we love Ren. This isn't in my favourite of top 10. I just couldn't be bothered getting the other one out, which looks exactly the same, but it's not LMS. It's actually British Railways, but it's the same colour.
Right.
And that was the first Ren loco I got. But yeah, this one was already out. This cost 60 quid, so it's a bit of a bargain, this one. And it runs really, really nicely. We've just got another one, City of Birmingham in green. But that needs a little bit of tinkering with as of yet. But it's in immaculate condition. It just hasn't ran.
Right.
So I need to
look at it first.
Degrease it, yeah. Quite tatty condition, you know, bits of paint chips and that. But it's not going to be kept in a box as an antique because it'll never be worth anything. But it's just, you know, we do actually run everything we have. But yeah, I really like these.
Good.
Even though it's a steam loco. I can never get how quiet they actually are, the Ren.
Yeah.
This isn't the quietest, but it's just reliable. And powerful.
It's like good and sturdy ones, aren't they?
They really are, yeah. The R1 tank engine. Originally a Southern Railways design, none are preserved. I'm not sure why Ren did this. You know, it's not the most well-known of tank locos. And we've got a lot of these. We've got this red one.
Yeah.
We've got one in silver, which is a Shell livery. We've got a blue SO one. We've got a black British Railways one. So we've got two of them. We've also got a green Southern one. Now, the reason I've got this one out is I've always shown the black one, but when I was a kid, I had the black one and I had the red one. This is the only one I've actually got photos of on my layout. So I thought I'd get this one out for change. It does run better than the black one, but not as good as the blue SO one. That runs amazingly well. But yeah, they're very nice loco. So being Ren, it was originally a Hornby Dublo loco. And
right.
Rare for Ren is actually plastic.
Oh.
The other plastic one they did was the Class 20.
Yeah.
Then you had the Pullman DMU. That was plastic as well. But a lot of these you see are broke because inside it's a very heavy metal chassis. So if you drop it, it's very weighty. They usually break around here.
Ah.
So to take the body off, there's a screw in the chimney.
Yeah.
If you're a bit heavy-handed, you can strip that and get the plastic edging comes off. But this one's absolutely fine.
Good. Cutie.
Yeah, it's very toy-like, isn't it? But it's really, really powerful as well. It weighs a ton.
Is it detailed?
Not at all, no.
Oh, I was going to say.
A lot of people do detail them. They pick out this piping in a different colour. There's kits. And I think we've got one where they've actually replaced that with real coal.
Oh, right, yeah.
I like to keep stuff original. Right, next. One of our favourite, a Deltic. Another one. We had one in our last video. I don't think this has been in a video before. This is Deltic number 7, named Pinza.
I like that. It's quite a nice one, isn't it?
Sometimes referred as pizza, which is what I'll be having for my tea later on. Yeah, it's nice. It's an eBay one, 30 quid maybe, boxed.
Really?
Yeah, there's so many around. They're not expensive, the Deltics. Okay. And they're not a really popular model because obviously it's under scale, being designed as HO. Then at the last minute, you know, scaled up to 00, but not the bogies and things.
Do you like this, though? I like the detail on it.
Well, there's not a lot.
Well, I like...
Yeah, on some of the Lima ones, they've picked out the handrails in silver. You know, we looked at that one over there. They haven't done that.
No.
But they have with this one.
I think it's quite nice. And the steps and the white. I really like the white.
Now, the white was certain, I think it was 6 Deltics were allocated to the Finsbury Park depot. They had a habit of tinkering with the liveries. So they've they've redone the windows in white because when the Deltics were green, they were a dark green, they had a light green band along there, but they also had white windows, just to make them look a bit nicer.
Yeah.
So
I think that
they
does
put
make
them
a
back
difference.
on. And people were always, you know, happy to see these with the white windows because when these were done, everything was blue. There was no variations in the livery.
Yeah.
Like there was, you know, later in the diesels in the 80s, we had grey ones and slightly different liveries and red and grey. It was all blue. And the older people, the people who'd been around to see all the diesels in greens and maroons and everything, hated the blue. They'd much preferred the green. And that silver is the steps. Metal plate as they have over the steps when you see the real ones. And what annoys me about this, it was bought like this, but there's a white, little bit of white mispainting there. I mean, I've seen these where people have, you know, painted them a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, we've got one where it's all silver here and it's a silver roof and everything like that. Yeah, I think this is missing a traction tyre, so it's not the best runner. It's okay though.
Go on then.
But yeah, very, very old model these. Came out, what, 77, something like that?
I do like that one.
It's got buffers, this one has. And what it has got is wrong. But the biggest difference in these is, if you look at that, on the handrails on the door, they're just blue, they're not picked out. And that is something that is mentioned in some of the guidebooks. Whereas in this, they are.
Yeah.
And we've got the Hornby Railroad version of this as well, with the new better motor, and that doesn't have them picked out in silver. So if you notice, you've got the window there.
Yeah, 3 windows.
But on here, it's been filled in, it's been plated in metal on that one. All but one of the Deltics had that done. The reason was, I think that window had a habit of falling out, you know, when it rusted and corroded.
Oh, right.
So rather than replace the window, they just faired it in with metal. I hadn't noticed that had been done actually, but that is accurate, because the one that was left, that wasn't done, didn't have the white surrounds. So that is actually good they've gone to that trouble of doing that.
Mm.
You know,
small, medium and large.
Well, no, they're the same era.
Ah, right, okay.
You know, private owner wagons. This is a Dapple Pug. This is easily in my top 10 of favourite locos. I know you like the Brown Terrier.
I do.
But I prefer this.
Really?
Because this is a Percy.
Ah.
Who almost made the top 10.
But didn't quite.
No.
Wow.
No.
Didn't make the cut.
I could have substituted actually the Class 25 for Percy, but no, I won't. Percy isn't real.
You can still
Sorry,
push
kids.
it.
I do. So yeah, the Pug. Dapple Pug, dates from the mid-80s. I've heard it was actually based on Dapple's old kit that they actually motorised. Maybe an ex-Airfix one.
All right.
It's absolutely minute, and this one's got the square buffers. Doesn't have proper wheels. Probably just bits of wood in real life, those. That's full of character, that, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I'll put him back. That's everything off there. Now we've got 2 of these Southern Pacifics. We have got this one, Lyme Regis, and we've also got Clan Line.
All right.
Now as a kid, I always wanted Clan Line. I didn't like this colour as a kid. I thought it was garish.
Is it a true colour?
It's a true colour. It's a true green, but it was never on this loco. It was on this loco before it was rebuilt. When they had all the streamlined casing on it, had it on. But Ren did a lot of fictional liveries. You know, for such an expensive model company.
Yeah.
They did a lot of stuff that people would say was toy-like, because they never actually came in those liveries. Like the red Pullmans we shown, although apparently there was one. But no, this was never in this livery. But, you know, this is the same loco that they painted purple for the Queen.
It's not matching.
Never an
What's the
exact
shade?
match. When you have a metal loco with a plasticky tender, there can be some colour variation. As there could in real life. You know, it's like when you park your car outside, it discolours after a bit, like those old red Vauxhalls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like it. It's not the most detailed. You know, this is all moulded in. It's hard to put a lot of detail onto, you know, metal. Again, it's an old Homeb Class model that dates from the 60s that Ren resurrected. I really like it. And it's got the unusual Southern number on it.
Unusual?
21C109. There's a C in there.
Oh, right. Is that not something they would usually do?
Only the Southern did it.
Oh, right, okay.
Because he had an eccentric chap in charge who designed the locos and whatnot called Oliver Bullhead. So there's a lot of things, even on the Southern diesels, that were very quirky and unreliable and never caught on. It's like anybody who's a genius. It takes a lot of non-genius people to get your genius ideas actually, you know, into production and working properly.
Right, I see.
Like the wheels. Nobody else did wheels like that on locos, did they? They were fantastic though. And you got your quirky numbering system and loads of other things on them. But they're a fantastic looking loco. So we'll now have a look at another one of these. Last but not least, Ren City of Wells. So this is the unrebuilt West Country Pacific. We just did see Lyme Regis, that's the rebuilt one. These are affectionately known as spam cans.
All right.
interesting about this is we've actually been on this one in real life, the City of Wales.
Where?
At the East Lancs Railway, when we went to see the Flying Scotsman and ride behind it.
Right.
Just say I much preferred seeing this than the Flying Scotsman.
Can't say that.
I can, and I did. There's no going back. No, I much preferred this. It's slightly different livery now. It has the big golden arrow on the side and on the front from the the Pullman train. Ren did make this with the golden arrow on the side, and they made it obviously in this version without. This version is rarer. They're worth about the same, but most people went for the golden arrow version. Another quirk of this is Ren tooled this up themselves. It's not an old Hornby Dublo model. I think they started doing it in 1982, and they did quite a number of different versions in blues and blacks and whatever, up until the company went bump. Another quirk of this is, unlike the West Country we've just looked at, there's a completely different motor in. I think it's the same motor it's in the Stania Pacifics. Demo was used for the Ren catalogue of the cab to go with it. It's a different colour, and it's obviously not got a number on, but it's still got the stripes. So yeah, as we saw the Lime Regis, you've no room in there, it's just all motor. Right. This one you actually have.
Well, it's obviously better. You feel as though it's more true to life, isn't it? You know, seeing a cab in there.
And it's a far better motor anyway. By the 80s, most people who bought the Ren stuff were buying them as collectors. They were made in far fewer numbers. You know, some were in like double figures. This was only made, what? How many made with this? I think it's about 600.
Right, okay.
It's not the rarest Ren we've got. That's the ESO one. I think 388 were made of that. Right, one bonus item. I've got to say this is probably my favourite. It's not prototypical. It's the...
You all know which one this one is, don't you?
This is the Battle Space Turbo Car. You couldn't do anything like this now, simply because basically a dart. And it goes stupidly fast. We've never been able to run it at full speed. Because we don't know what the full speed is, because it just takes ages to spool up and get there.
Yeah.
But the motor's not connected to the wheels, it's connected to a fan. There we go.
Spraying all the dust everywhere.
It's a really good track cleaner. To stop it, you reverse it. What I'd like to do with this, you know when we go visiting model railway clubs,
oh yeah,
you said bring your own loco to run.
This would be the one.
It might damage the scenery.
Oh yeah. You
can imagine all the ballast flying everywhere.
Oh no, it's bad enough with a little bit of dust that we didn't even know we had.
It reminds me of the, I think it's the Brabham BT something or other Formula 1 car, where they actually put a fan in the car to suck it to the ground.
All right.
And reach stupid speeds. Right, thanks for watching. That's my 10 favourite locos. I'm sorry if some of the choices were a bit strange, but that's the way we are. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
It's good that though, isn't it?
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.